Come on down to the GarageBand show where the beats are dirty and the funk is low. Pete Johns is your host. He's got the rhythm and the flow. Every week you make your feet tap and your body go. Yeah. We'll take you on a musical journey through time, from old town to disco. We'll make you feel fine. Pete's got the hooks, he's got the soul. Grooving to the rhythm, we're gonna rock and roll. Yeah. GarageBand Weekly, it's time to groove. Get ready to move, get ready to groove. Feel the funk, feel the beat. The GarageBand party can't be beat. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for GarageBand Weekly here on Studio Live today. I hope you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and we are brought to you, as we are each and every week, by my GarageBand FAQ. Yeah, if you want to jump on over, you can do so to studiolivetoday.com/GarageBand. It's the FAQ. It's the fackiest. It's totally fact. You've got the links there to Logic Pro. If you want to check out Logic Pro for iPad, we've got my brand new 5-minute tips series there, ready to rock and roll. You can find out all about GarageBand, the essential playlists, and all the cool communities where you can hang out with cool folks like the folks who are here in our live chat today. If you don't catch the show live, you're missing out on hanging out with these cool cats, folks like Crow, On a Wire, like Thomas Christ, like Mark Bro, the Mixed Club, not just any Mixed Club, the Mixed Club. Jade Star is here as well. Al Davis Music. G'day to you all. Yeah, little new intro song there. We'll talk about that in the news and notes section. Now, this week, doing a bit of a casual, relaxed Q&A style show. I've got a few topics I want to chat about and a few things that I'm going to muse upon, but we are interactive. So if you are here live, all you need to do is put a big fatty old Q in front of your comment, and I'll just assume it's a question and I'll try and answer it or put it out here to the brains trust that we have the wonderful folks who join us here on GarageBand Weekly. So news and notes, let's go. News and notes, we have some interesting developments in the world of GarageBand, and something that kind of didn't make a big splash, but you might have noticed it if you're a GarageBand user, and that is this. Yeah, you might not have even noticed these because maybe you've never used them, or maybe you didn't use them when they first came out and then like, why would I ever want this? But as part of the updates from about 2 years ago and then again about a year ago, we got some remix sessions from artists like Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga and 17 and Zed. And these were remix sessions that you could bring in and then use live loops grids to manipulate, and then you could create your own remix versions of popular songs. Now, if you read the fine print at the time, it did say that they were available for a limited time only. And that limited time seems to have ended without any fanfare, because obviously Apple are probably not going to come out and say, guess what, we're removing a thing that you might have actually liked. But they're gone. So if you don't know what we're talking about here, let's jump on over to our GarageBand. And what you used to be able to do when you hit Create Song and went to Sound Library, there used to be like little pictures of Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga and 17, the boy band, my favourite, and they were here. They ain't here no more. So we've still got all of the same packs. Before you worry that, oh no, they've removed my favourite sound pack, I don't have my Mark Ronson sound pack anymore. No, they're all still there. So everything from the new Hardwell pack right back through Mark Ronson and Tom Misch and Mark Lettieri and all of those packs, and even the Corey Wong pack, which is one of my favourites now, really, really cool stuff. They're all still there and available to use. But you'll notice that these remix sessions that used to be in here are no longer in here. They are gone, and no matter where you go, they're not there anymore. Now, the thing is, these were never actually sound packs. These were just project files. So you might be thinking to yourself, hey, Johns, if I saved these as a project file when they were released, can I still access them? And the answer is yes. In fact, I've actually got a few of them here still. If I'd known they were going, I would have got them all. But here, for instance, is the Z pack. So I've got the Z pack here, so I could continue to use this. I won't play it because it is copyrighted music. But yeah, so you've still got the ability to have those there. Don't tell Apple, but I may have archived them on another place. So if anyone wants them, then you can let me know if anyone's missing them. Oh no, what did I do? What have I gone and done? No, I think it's probably like a contractual thing that they probably had them for a year or 2 years because they would have had to be paying the artists to be able to use these, and now we can't. I know. How will we remix? How will we remix all the great artists that they had in there? But maybe they're making room. Maybe they're about to sign new deals with like some metal bands and some rock bands. 21 Pilots. I'd love to do some 21 Pilots remixing. Yeah, Imagine Dragons. Come on, let's do it. Alrighty. So that's sort of the first bit of news that I thought I'd throw out there. Is it going to change the world? No, but it's a change. And I've started getting questions about it, so I thought I would put it up here on Front Street. Thank you, Al, for your question. I've tagged that one, and I'll return to that in a moment. If anyone else has any questions, please go ahead and put a big Q in front of your comment, and I'll endeavour to answer them as well. Other bit of news and notes, the AI music generation revolution is upon us. If you missed Jade's show today, she did 2 hours on Suno and on Audio, which is what, studio or audio without the A or without the stew? I don't know. So I've been playing around with this, and weirdly enough, I first heard it on This Week in Tech. So Leo Laporte was talking about it, and then literally a day later, I was playing with it, and my daughter says to me, she says, "Oh yeah, my teacher showed me that yesterday at school." So when things have gone, things have gone mainstream when it's the school teachers. It's a bit like ChatGPT. You knew it had gone mainstream and the AI text generation was here for good when the teachers started using it. So yeah, now there'll be kiddos like cheating on their music orchestration and creation exams by using Suno and Audio. Now, I've only tried out Suno at this stage, and you heard in the intro there this little thing, the Garage Groove. I tried doing a punk rock version of it to start with, so let's go through the iterations just so you can see. So if you didn't know how this works, what I wrote here is a funky theme song for a show called GarageBand Weekly hosted by Pete Johns, and that's what it created, which is what you heard in the intro.
Come on down to the GarageBand show where the beats are dirty and the funk is low.
So yeah, I just thought that was a pretty fun one. I tried a funk rock one, which failed quite spectacularly.
Feeling the groove. GarageBand Weekly gonna make.
There's just something wrong with the syllables and the emphasis. They've got the emphasis on the wrong syllable in a lot of these songs. And I even tried a punk rock one, because of course I did. It's not actually that bad. And the cool thing is you can export these not only as MP3s, but also as little video files. So you can get a little lyric video of your made thing. Now, go watch Jay's show if you want to learn about how these work, the copyright implications, the monetary implications, all of that sort of stuff. I just think it's a fun little tool. I don't think this is changing the world. As I always say about this sort of stuff, there'll be people that will be so excited about this, they'll be like wetting their pants with excitement. And then there'll be people that are so terrified about this, they'll be wetting their pants in fear. And the real answer is somewhere in between. It's not going to change the world, but it's also not the worst thing in the world. Like it is interesting and it's fun just to play around with different genres, just to see what a different genre and different music might actually sound like. So I wouldn't be too worried about this. So here's this little video file. So this is what's generated when you do this. You get, why does it go there and there? Oh, I've got 2 versions there. All right, so that was the funk one. This is the fast-paced punk rock version. So yeah, you get a little video here with the lyrics on there that you can play around with. And of course, it's in portrait mode because the kids. Electricity. Oh, electricity. That's an interesting pronunciation of electricity. Electricity. Yeah, the emphasis is on the city. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. There's a real creative potential for sampling the AI-generated content too. There you go. Yeah. And that's the thing. If it gets a good, like Jay was playing with it and there was something that had like a really good hook for a chorus, and hey, maybe you'd just borrow that and then just create your own song around it. I don't know. I reckon it's okay. I don't think it would be a problem. But if you think the time is right to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside, you do you. I've queued Jade's show for tomorrow's workday. Yeah, just go watch it. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, there's the show. If you missed it again, you can check that one out. All right. Intensities in 10 cities, right? Yeah, it's fun. Electricity. Fun times. I want to hear it again. Hang on. In a world of sound and electricity. It's just good. All right. So, yeah, that's your AI music generation there. The only other sort of news and notes I'll talk about in a moment, actually, because I'm going to talk iPads. I'm going to speculate on the future of iPads because I know many folks have been asking me lately, Johns, they haven't updated iPads in a while. Is the time right to buy or do I wait? And what's coming in the new versions and are they going to be better and all that stuff? So we'll talk about that in just a jiffy. But we have had a couple of questions that come in here. Rena's got a question, but you haven't written the question. Maybe you did earlier. I'll scroll back and find out. Was there a GarageBand update to remove them or did they automatically disappear? I think they automatically disappeared. I didn't update GarageBand, but that's a very good point. Let's just go in and check and see on the GarageBand version. So if you don't know, you can dive in here to your, whoops, off the wrong button. Let's go to here. You can dive in here to your iPad and take a look at the version number of GarageBand. So here in the settings section, if you scroll down over here on the left until you get to GarageBand, you can tap on that one and then come down here, 2.3.15. No, I think that is the latest version. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's been a new version there. In fact, we can go to the App Store just to double check and confirm this. If we go to the App Store. So I think because sound packs don't need new versions, that they're sort of standalone sections, they can actually just add and remove things as they desire from there. Let's type in GarageBand. And we'll double check the latest on the updates. So version history, 7 months ago was the last version, 2.3.15. So no, it's just gone. It just gone. Went in there and it's gone. But maybe if you're if you've got an old device that's not online, maybe you could go in, although it would have to download them because that was the way it worked. You just downloaded a project file and saved it into your into wherever you store your projects. So it's probably not going to work unless you've actually saved it out. And like I said, I've got a few of them and I'm going through my devices now trying to find the others. And otherwise I will go and ask around and make sure we've got a copy of them just for posterity. Is that the word? Al Davis, when you export tracks, how many seconds of silence do you recommend before the track starts when uploading for streaming platforms? What a good question. Very, very smart question. So I've always gone with between a half a second and 1 second. These days, I err more towards 1 second. I think anything over 1 second, and you get too much of that gap. But the reason that you need at least something that you can't start it right there, like 0.1 seconds or 0.2 seconds, is a lot of streaming platforms will actually fade in your track. A very short fade, usually only less than half a second fade, but it sounds really weird and awkward if you, like, say, hit a guitar chord and it goes, rang. So I'd always recommend a half to 1 second. What do folks think? What do you use? Like, for those that are watching here live, what's your usual lead in when you're releasing a song? I'd love to get a little bit of a straw poll to see how long you do. Let's Google it. We should chat GPT it. Let's ask chat GPT how long we should do this. Let's use AI. This is going to be the all AI show. Alrighty. So let's ask it how much blank space, I'll just make it clear, how much blank space should I leave in my song when uploading to streaming platforms? And let's see what the brains trust. When uploading a song to stream, okay, I'll come over here. It's best to avoid any extended periods of silence or blank space at the beginning of your track. Listeners usually prefer a seamless listening experience without unnecessary gaps. Most streaming platforms will automatically trim. Will they? Will they though? Will automatically trim excess silence from the beginning and end of your track during the upload. However, it's essential to maintain a natural flow if you have intentional pauses or not. Yeah, okay, fair. In summary, while streaming platforms typically handle trimming, do they really though? Is that true? I don't know. I don't know that they actually do that. I don't know that they actually do handle that. All right. When mastering a song, how much, let's try it again, how much lead time silence should be included? Let's see how it goes. When mastering a song, the amount of lead time of silence beginning a track can vary depending on, so streaming platform, it's stop doing it. It's advisable to avoid, yeah, okay, you said that already. Radio, okay, so it hasn't really answered it. I don't know. What do you reckon? I still think from all the ones that I've done, I reckon a half second is probably your best bet. Hedging your bets there. You definitely don't like. For someone who hosts a show where I play people's music, there is nothing worse than when you have 2 to 3 seconds of silence at the start of it. And I know some people want to show like their band logo or do some cool graphic or something, but no, listeners are fickle these days. They don't want to be waiting around, and they definitely don't. If you're releasing music, don't do a 10-second my band name stinger at the start before your song plays, because people will tune out. They'll go, nah, I don't want to do it. But it's an interesting one. But let me know if you're watching on the replay and maybe you've got a bit of insider knowledge, or you've used something, or you've had issues, or things have worked for you in the past. Let me know. But I normally go with half a second on average. I don't think we have any other questions at this point in time, so I might jump into the next section here. I'd love it if ChatGPT scoured the internet and gave Pete back his own answer. It has done that before. That has been a thing. I've definitely seen things. It's usually when I prompt it with something like, how do I create, record, and release music using GarageBand? It's definitely scraped some stuff from my website in the past, which I, for one, am absolutely fine with. Would I love it if it said, source, Pete Johns, Studio Live today? Sure. That would be the best and the nicest way to go. But I also think, so here's the thing. Let's just jump on the soapbox and have a rant about this. A lot of people say that AI shouldn't be allowed to scrape commercial content. It should only be able to scrape public domain content, or things that have been put as Creative Commons. However, wouldn't that just create all of these AI things based on only that stuff? And then is that not going to be the best stuff for actual useful AI? Like, if everything was based on just public domain stuff, that's not exactly the highest echelon of quality when it comes to information, or when it comes to anything really. So yeah, if it's only getting its news from sources, this is a problem. This is a problem we have with things like Facebook. If it's only getting its news from sources that want to share their news, they're usually places that are sharing a particularly biased agenda. So for instance, here in Australia, we have different news outlets, and some are owned by this rich guy over here, and others are owned by this other rich guy over here. And let's be honest, they're all just owned by hedge funds these days, and they have a certain leaning. They lean in one direction. And then we have our national ABC, which many people accuse of leaning in the other direction. But the bottom line is, yeah, if only the ones that want to propagate their views allow things to scrape them, then we're going to get a very biased opinion. If you don't use everything, you really can't rely on it at all. Anyway, that's my thing. There we go. It's Deadwood Valley's here. Oh, look, I'm wearing the T-shirt. Wrong arm. Never look back. Yeah, Deadwood Valley were very kind to send me this T-shirt, which I dig. It's really, really cool. Excellent design, really good quality too. Like nice, heavyweight Gildan cotton T-shirt in XL. And for anyone else that wants me to send me a T-shirt, XL. PO Box 1111, Phil, SA. I will wear your T-shirt with pride, because I love band T-shirts, and I buy band T-shirts anyway. So yeah, if you'd like to send me one, feel free. And many fine folks have already. So Russ sent me some cool Delicate Giants tees. I've got a Chandler Brothers tee in there. I've got Lily Pilly's cap. So yeah, I love representing. I'm representing with the Vegas Golden Knights hat today, because let's go Knights. And I've got my two different teams. I have to wear a different hat on different days, depending which team is playing. Al Davis says, did anyone try the iOS app October chiptune maker. You can export the file as an audio and even an NES ROM file that can play in an emulator. I believe it's currently free too. That's cool. That's what Jade Star, have you covered this, or maybe we'll cover in the future? That's very cool. I like it. Good tip, Al. If I had any time to check out apps these days, I would totally. That would be right up my alley. I love my 8-bit chiptune stuff, but yeah, just haven't gone down that track. Hello to Ashley HM, by the way, who's just joined us here. So we're probably going to have a quicker show here today. You might also be asking, where's the song? The song you were working on last time, John. So aren't we doing that anymore? Well, we are. I'm just taking a week off, so I will be continuing to work on that behind the scenes, and then we'll return next week to do some mixing because I want to get that one finished. So if you saw last week's show, we did some lyrics and recorded some vocals in, and I've got to do a little more vocal recording and guitar recording this week, and then we will return and we'll spin around to that next time. There you go. Jade hasn't done it yet, but does seem pretty cool. There you go. All righty. Oh, it's good. Yeah, YouTube is like that, isn't it? Sometimes, especially if you're on your mobile device, it does some weird and wacky things. Sometimes you can't find the live chat. If it's a replay, you can only find the comment section, and then you're trying to live chat in the comment section, and not to mention that you still cannot well, I'm on my soapbox ranting. You still cannot use the @tag to tag usernames in iOS or Android or any of the mobile apps. It is stupid. It makes zero sense. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. And look, I was having this discussion. If you caught the show that I did with Jade last week, I chatted with Jade for 2 hours about music distribution, and then she came and chatted for an hour about writing lyrics, which was a lot of fun. Go check those out if you missed them. We were talking about the fact that, the quickest way to produce less music is to become an online music educator. So the jobs that we do mean that we create less music ourselves. But hopefully the trade-off is that we help you fine folks create more music. So I figure even though I'm getting less stuff done and I'm creating less music, there's a net positive to the world, because maybe I'm creating 50% less music than I would if I wasn't doing YouTube and music education full time. But I'd like to think that I'm contributing 150% more music by helping other folks get their music out there. So that's the way I look at it anyway. And yes, you do need breaks, because as you've heard and you can hear by my voice, in the last 8 days, I did a 3.5 hour Your Music Live 200. I then spent 2 hours and 1 hour, so 3 hours total on Friday morning talking with Jade, which was great fun, but very wearing on the voice. I then did a grunge happy hour and then another 2.5 hour YML yesterday. So for an old man like me, that's a lot of talking. And I need to rest the vocal cords. So I'll be spending a bit more time the rest of this week, I don't know, watching ice hockey, because that's how we roll. Where were we up to? Oh, yes, iPads. Let's have a drink and talk iPads, shall we? So, where did we leave off? Well, we left off with the fact that there hasn't been a new iPad since the iPad Pro M2, which was a year ago. And it's very odd for Apple to have not released new iPads. Here's the reason why. They have been releasing new Macs. They've been releasing the Vision Pro, which has taken up a lot of space. They've obviously done their yearly update of iPhones to iPhone 15 and are no doubt working on iPhone 16 behind the scenes right now. And iPads have all reached a point where the hardware's kind of outrun the software. So if you think of it in terms of what you need, you've now got the iPad Air and the iPad Pro both running M series chips. And we'll talk in a minute, but I don't know why we have a Pro and an Air still. It seems to be a bit of crossover there. You've got the iPad Vanilla is now running like the A15, I think it is, A16, the Bionic chip. You've got the iPad Mini, which is probably the one that's longest in the tooth, but even that is running a really powerful chip. And you've got good storage options in all of these, and you've got good screens, and you've got USB-C across almost the whole range, apart from the slightly older vanilla iPad. So with all of that, there's really no incentive for folks to upgrade. And this is where I talked about it with Macs last week. Apple have kind of become a victim of their own success. So their products are now so good and long-lasting and powerful that you don't need to update. For instance, I've had my Mac Mini M1, the one that I'm using right now, and yes, it's had its hiccups, and yes, I didn't get enough RAM or storage space, but it's still better as a $1,000 entry-level computer than the $3,000 PC it replaced. Much better. So it creates little incentive for us to continue. To update and to upgrade, but will we get something new? So if you go to the various sites that are reporting on this, they're going to talk about a lot of things that are potentially going to change. But are any of them absolute game changers? No. What are we looking at? Well, OLED displays. For the Pro, the only thing I'm finding said over and over again is OLED displays will be coming to the Pro, which is good. But the mini LED displays on the current Pros, I'm staring at one right now. It is fabulous. Very fast refresh rate, beautiful depth of color, that retina. Honestly, if I'm looking at this right now, I'm not thinking this screen needs to be better. So I'm definitely not rushing out to buy that. The M3 chip is probably the other thing. M2 chip is still way overpowered for what basically anyone, unless you are using Final Cut Pro and you're cutting, 6 channels of 8K video on your iPad Pro, you're not utilizing the M2 or even the M1 chip in those things. Like I've still got the old A12Z processor iPad Pro, and that does fine with everything I throw at it audio-wise. GarageBand and Logic Pro, yes, there's no problem. So I don't think that the M3 chip will make a massive difference. Plus, these faster chips, guess what? They're trying to make it thinner, and they're putting these faster chips in there. The cooling is going to become a problem because they keep going for power over size. So they want it to be thinner and more powerful and lighter. I don't really understand that. It's a pro device. You don't need to do all that. The other thing that may be coming is that the Air. So the rumors are that once the Pro goes to OLED display, and if you don't understand any of this, don't worry. It's just all the different like LCD, LED. It's all the different technologies of screen displays that they use. But the mini LED displays is currently only on the Pro, and then the Air has just the regular LCD display. The idea is that they'll all go up a notch. So all the different screens will go up a notch. Big difference? No. Maybe if you're rocking a vanilla or you're rocking an old Air that still doesn't have the M series processor, yeah, maybe you'll go to a new Air or a new Pro because of the screen. But again, I talk to a lot of people about a lot of iPad related issues, and exactly 0 people, and look, I know we're in audio, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe video people are like different. Maybe they need better screen quality. But I haven't come across a single person that has said, I need a better screen on my iPad Pro. In fact, it's the opposite. Most people have said, man, the screen on my iPad Pro is amazing and it really blows me away. Yeah. Macs as well, yeah. So we'll talk Macs in just a second. We'll move on to that. If I could go back in time and show someone from the early 90s playing a Game Boy in monochrome, a modern iPhone or iPad, they'd never believe it. Yeah, remember, where are my Game Boy fans at? I'm a big Game Boy fan to the point where I keep a Game Boy within arm's reach at all times. I wonder if it's got battery power at the moment. I think we tried it last time and I needed to replace the batteries. Oh no, here we go. Ba-ding! So let's see if you remember this this rockin' jammin' tune. Oh. Why do I get a feeling I'm going to get a copyright claim now? But yeah, you'd remember the screen on these, and this is the updated Game Boy Pocket Edition. So this was the better screen with higher resolution and better brightness, but still, like, check that sucker out. You have to literally dial it in, everything between like completely blank and completely dark, and you had to find that contrast that would work in the light, and then basically be under a floodlight to be able to see the screen to play it. No backlight at all in these things. And yes, later versions like the SP and then the Advance and stuff did have a backlight. But yeah, these old Game Boys, exactly. If you went back to the 90s and showed me what we have and what the future would bring, we'd be amazed. And this is why I get a little bit frustrated at the complaining that goes on. The first world problems where people are like, oh, I can't believe that. Yeah, guess what? We live in the future, and the technology we have is actually ridiculous. Nintendo DS here, daughter took off with the Game Boy Color. There you go. The old DS is good. Exactly. It's in its carbonite case. It's protected in there. It's very cool. I had a Game Boy at 8 years old. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Princess, you were probably, oh, you might have been a bit young, but remember, just before it was all iPhones and iPads, every kid between the ages of, let's say, 7 and 12 had a Nintendo DS. Flip the screens up, little stylus, they'd be playing their DS. Now it's switches, so now it's the younger kids have the switches until they graduate to the phones and the iPad, which again is ridiculous. Yeah. Game Boys can go for a pretty penny. Like I had to pay, I paid about $60, which was a good price to buy this one. That's my original Tetris that I had there. My other Game Boy was destroyed in a car fire. Maybe that's a story for another day. My car caught on fire. Destroyed my Game Boy. And a brand new pair of Doc Marten boots. And a 10-pack of SA90 chrome blank tapes. It's the worst day. Worst day. All right. People are like, why do you just keep giving us these things and you never tell us the whole story? Maybe we'll have some time for some story time later. But let's just finish up on this iPad chatter. The only other thing that seems to be being talked about is charging. So you'd know right now, if you don't know, your iPad Pros have a Thunderbolt port. Your iPad Airs and iPads have a USB-C port, which are all based on that USB-C style plug. That's why USB and Thunderbolt and all these port standards are so stupid. But yeah, the little roundy, the Type-C connector, which you use for both Thunderbolt, which is the faster version, and you use for USB-C, which is the slower version. So that's what they have at the moment. There is some word that they're going to get MagSafe charging so that you can start using wireless charging. Now, how that'll work, where they'll put it, because if you don't know, the MagSafe charger on your phone is that thing on the back that it can stick to a MagSafe charger and then it can charge wirelessly. So what I'm thinking is future things like cases and stands and things that you thock your iPad onto and it just sits up there and it charges without having any cables. Because as we know, Apple are obsessed with removing cables from our world. Now, the only thing that kind of doesn't sit well with me with that is, why would you do that on your Pro device? That sounds more like a lower level device thing to me, because your Pros are going to want connectivity. Like, you've just upgraded to Thunderbolt, you've allowed people to connect up cameras, you've allowed people to connect up mass storage devices using Thunderbolt. Why on earth would you pivot and go down the wireless charging route? Unless you just throw it on all of them. Unless you just stick it on the back of every new iPad and they can all have wireless charging. Would I care if they did? No, not really. But I don't know. I don't think they'll go down that path, because I don't know. If it adds an extra millimeter of thickness to the back of that iPad, you better believe they ain't doing it. So they'll only do it if they can put it in there. And again, the more stuff they cram in there, the worse the thermal side of things are and the more overheating problems you get with your iPad. Thank you, Ashley. Thanks for hanging out here. I keep the DS in a special room instead of magazines, the bathroom. Oh no, how many people play Game Boy on the toilet? Guilty. Toilet Tetris. It was a national sport, international sport back in the day. Yeah, you kinda had to, didn't you? Hello, Robert Redmonds. Yeah, you came in just in time for us to be talking about Toilet Tetris. So that's your iPads. What do you reckon? Anyone in the market for a new iPad? Anyone think that we need upgraded iPads? And here's the thing. They will continue to make new products. Apple will continue to make new stuff, because that's just what they do. But whether or not we actually need the upgraded products yet, or as quickly as we used to, is highly debatable. And again, we don't really have the software that we need to do it. Yeah, the Game Boy flagged. Yeah. A bit like, what is it? The Seinfeld thing where George takes the book into the bathroom. He's like, it's been flagged. It's been in the bathroom. Yeah, not good. Where were we? A couple of questions here that I've had during the week, because we're doing a Q&A show here. Maybe I'll hold those over for next week, because as you can hear, the voice is starting to go, and we're going to talk about sharing projects and song sections. So I'll leave those here in the list, and we'll cover those in a future show. I have videos about them anyway, so if folks do have questions on that, you can do that. Let's see. If anyone has any final questions before I sign off here, please go ahead and put a Q in front of your comment. More than happy to answer those. Happy Earth Day, by the way. It was yesterday here in Australia. It is today in other parts of the world. As you know, I'm big on sustainability. I'm a lefty hippie commie, as you know, so I'm all about the sustainability. So yeah, do what you can to help out your planet. We only got ones, right? Yeah. And if you go over to the Apple website today, not surprisingly, they're talking about their Apple 2030 plan as innovative as our products. So to their credit, they are trying. Look, you could say a lot of it's greenwashing, isn't it? And yes, there's elements of that, but they're trying. Like, this is the thing. They're trying. NVIDIA, are they trying? No, not really. Microsoft, are they trying? No, not really. Yeah. So join us Earth Day by recycling your Apple devices. Recycle for free. So yes, you can. If you didn't know, you can actually recycle your Apple devices. So it tells you how you can do it. You can take it into your Apple store. You can trade in if it's worth something. You can trade in online or on store, and you can get yourself credit towards a new Apple device. Anyone done that before? I haven't. I haven't done it. Let's see. I wonder. I've got a 3GS sitting over there. I wonder how much am I going to get for my 3GS? Find your trade-in value. Let's find out. Select your device. Smartphone. Who made it? Oh, they're going to take. Oh, if you've got an old BlackBerry, they'll take it. That's pretty cool. Apple. Which model do I have? Other. Oh no, your phone is ready to recycle. Okay, so I could take my 3GS. I don't think I'm going to take my 3GS and then recycle it because it's probably going to be worth more than that. Let's go with, I also have a 5S. Let's see what the 5S. Basically, we've told us if it's ready to recycle, it's a big. What is the lowest device? I've got some 6S's as well. My 6S Plus, it's got a cracked screen. Based on what you've told us, your phone. So it doesn't qualify. Let's just make sure it doesn't just say that for everything. Yeah, okay. It's your phone in good condition. So what's the most recent phone that I have that might actually have some value? I have the iPhone 8, my wife's iPhone 8. Ooh, okay. Is it in good condition? Yes, it is. $50, $50 dues. Get a $50 trade-in credit on an Apple gift card. There you go. So yeah, it's a good way to do that. But yeah. So if you want to go down that road, but don't forget, because let's just do a quick thing and go to eBay. If you go iPhone 8 and you try to see what they're going to go for on eBay, you can see here that, yeah, you can still sell an iPhone 8 on eBay secondhand for 150, 180, $200. So you're going to get, it's like going to cash converters. You're going to get about a quarter of the value, but it's easier. Obviously, you don't have to go through all the hassle. You don't have to deal with buyers. You don't have to deal with tire kickers or dodgy people that are going to try and scam you, but you're not going to get as much money for it. The iPhone, the SE second gen, what do we reckon that's worth? Where we go back to here. Oh, I've lost the spot. Don't use your back button. That's the mistake I made there. I can't find where I was. Recycle for free. There you go. Trade in iPhone. $30 to $600. So I was not far off the minimum that you can do. So you can see all the up tos here. So that's a good chart. So $90. You're gonna get up to $90 for your iPhone SE second gen there, Mark. Hey, $90. That'll buy you, Apple Music and Apple TV for a few months if you got credit towards that. Nothing for the iPhone 15. They're just assuming no one's going to trade in a 15 for a 15, I guess. Yeah, exactly. It's all based on what they can refurb and resell. Spot on. And that's the other thing. It's a good place it's a reason why Apple refurb stuff's good, because you're going to get something that someone else has traded in, Apple have checked over, and then they'll sell it off. And you usually pay like that 3 times-ish the price to do that. Alrighty. Let's see. I'll see if we've got any. Yes, there's the Earth Day. We'll see if we've got any further questions. No, I think we're good. I think we might finish off here. Yeah. What did we have? We had a question. No, we had a comment here from Danny. Hello to you. Scrolling up and down. There we go. I like more connectivity. I bought 2016 Office because it's better for the mind. More buttons, options, encourages exploration. I miss the IR blasters, yeah, and having the headphone jack positioned on top. I know. Remember the old iPhones with the headphone jack on the top? That was cool. Yeah, and then they moved everything to the bottom, and it all went downhill from there. Then they removed it. Yeah, exactly. Remove it as a music player. It's always good. All right, let's wrap it up because we've gone 40 minutes. I'm going to go watch some hockey. Got the Las Vegas Golden Knights playing today. Yeah, I hope you are all having a wonderful week, and we'll reconvene again later in the week. We've got the podcast, as always. We got Your Music Live, episode 202. Already got a bunch of music and songs in for that one. I've got the happy hour. I'm doing an in sickness and in health happy hour, which is very intriguing. My wife's suggestion. That'll be pretty cool. And then, of course, GarageBand Weekly next week. This time next week, we'll be doing some mixing here in GarageBand. Yeah, go teams. Go hockey. All right, that is going to do it for this one. As we say at the end of each and every show, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, keep creating, and let's go out with a little funky goodness here with the unofficial GarageBand Weekly theme here, thanks to our friends at Suno. I'll see you next time, folks. Electricity? Bye for now.
You don't want to sound electricity. There's a show that's wild. It's a sight to see. GarageBand Weekly. Hosted by Pete Charles, where the music's loud and the spirit's strong. And the spirit's strong. Every week, we gather around our screens to witness chaos, passion, and dreams. From the basement beds to the bedroom stars, GarageBand's a place where we raise the bar. Johns, he's the man with the spiky hair. He don't play games, he don't play fair.
Spiky hair?
I'll take it. Together, we know he'll rock now and forever.